All right, we're here with co-defensive coordinator, safeties coach, Alex Grinch. Coach, welcome to Madison.
Excited to be here.
Okay, we're going to slow our walk down a little bit. So tell us a little bit about your family. I know it's always from a coaching standpoint, you move around a little bit. Families have to bounce. Give us a little backstory on your family and where you're at, how you guys got here.
Yeah, absolutely. Both my wife and I are from Ohio, so we're from Big Ten country. We just had our 20th wedding anniversary this past summer, and have two kids. Tyler, who's 14, is an 8th grader, and our daughter Corby's a 6th grader. And they're just getting into town now, so excited to move to Madison.
So because you moved around, you're at Ohio State, and what is the hardest part of that whole process? Is it the kids and having to meet new people?
I think that's the biggest fear as a parent, is you sit there and say, okay, on their first day of school, when they were even younger, okay, who do they hang out with at recess?
Yep.
Who do they sit with at lunch? And that wrecks you, man. It absolutely does. And all told us, it ends up being great, and they're resilient and all those things. And we've been very fortunate, communities embracing them and us embracing communities. But no, for someone like myself, my wife, who never moved growing up, I give those two a lot of credit for their ability to adapt.
So the first time, I'm assuming, was the hardest when we're picking up and we're moving.
Yeah, but they were tiny at the time.
Oh, so it's easier.
Yeah, we're just worried about what house we're going to buy and if it had enough bedrooms for them. But no, it's all part of it, and certainly excited to be in a community like this.
Absolutely. So how did we end up getting here? What's the connection as far as how you ended up coming from USC to Wisconsin?
Yeah, just a unique opportunity. And when Coach Fickle reached out, it is one of those things in the coaching ranks, the opportunity to work at certain places. And for certain coaches, that combination is very, very rare. I mean, there's some, obviously, quality schools, quality programs, consistency from a winning standpoint, and there's coaches that obviously have done a good job, and certainly in maybe at that school or other schools over time. But the opportunity as Coach Fickle's here, building a program, knowing his success rate, having built a program at his previous stop, and then the consistency of what Wisconsin football is. Like I said, grew up in Big Ten country, and I mentioned this in an interview maybe a week or so ago. But the respect factor, I think, from a coaching standpoint, with Wisconsin football on a national level. Again, it's easy to say, but I'm just telling you, it's one of those things. All coaches across this country, and they won't admit it, but have a massive respect for the brand of Wisconsin football, and I'm one of those guys, and I was very fortunate to get that call and ultimately come on board.
So when you hear that the national brand Wisconsin, physicality is what are the things that you heard and what drew you in?
Yeah, I think you'd start there. I think you mentioned blue collar. I think you talk about just from a consistency standpoint, and that's something that again is so rare. The ups and downs that comes with what is college football and the changes in college football and all that. Physicality still travels. Physicality still wins. Toughness still wins. And so that there's one thing you're going to circle, highlight, underline that is Wisconsin football, and obviously Coach Fickle, his brand attached to that. You're going to have those things as a coach, specifically on the defensive side of the ball. Goodness gracious, it's exciting to think you get to be a part of it.
So you've gotten here, you've been here for a little bit. Obviously, Hunter Wooler, you have a lot of talent here. What makes you really excited about the future in your new role?
Yeah, it's fun to walk in and see a guy like Hunter,
yeah.
In the meeting room, and then, it's one thing to have a guy when you watch him on video and you see some of the splash plays and the quality that way, but then you get a chance to go in the weight room and you say, okay, well, now wait a second, the work ethic matches that, and then you get a chance to see him in some of the workout portions, and you say, okay, from the effort standpoint, it matches that, and then you find out, okay, well, there's some substance there, and then a good dude, a good leader, all those things, and so that's the guy right now to highlight in that room. But no, good players make good coaches, and so excited to get a chance to work with him.
So what from I guess if you're being described, you need to describe what kind of defense you're looking for. Is it the same? You want guys flying around? Energy is a big buzzword, but what are the big things you're looking for to take this defense to the next level?
I think one of the things that the word strain, and strain implies just exactly what it would straining of the muscle, stretching it too far. I mean, and one of the great maybe descriptors of that too is multiple defensive efforts. What it takes to be successful, especially in the day and age of spread football and all that happens in the college game in particular. But multiple defensive efforts, meaning it's not just being in your gap defensively, it's making a play through your gap. It's handling your gap and then running to the football. It's not just covering your man, it's pursuing to a quarterback that's scrambling. It's not just playing your zone, it's making a play through your zone and all those things. So playing that brand from an effort standpoint, and then again the physical approach, it has to be a part of who you are. All things can change in college football, and we can talk about the magical letters of NIL and transfers and all that stuff. But what it takes to be successful is toughness and elite effort, and that's something that's it's got to be a calling card of Wisconsin.
So what have you learned from your previous stops, whether it's at USC or what have you learned, and what are you bringing? What things are you going to do different? What are the big learning points that you've had so far?
Well, there's so many over the course of the 21 years in this business, and been fortunate.
We got another half hour, so.
Yeah, being a part of some quality programs and championship programs, and having an opportunity to coach in the college football playoff, and understanding that, I circle back the effort and toughness. You can't be void of talent, but certainly there's more to it than just simply saying, okay, the quote being the Jimmies and Joes. Well, the Jimmy and Joes aren't playing hard. If the Jimmy and Joes don't have a toughness about them, if they don't have a relentless effort about them as you're going through 4 quarters of football on a Big Ten Saturday, and have the physical build and the mental toughness as well to find a way through adversity and find a way together, it's very difficult to be successful. And so, that's something that, again, with all the change, and we all love talking about it, man, oh man, oh man, the one thing that has, and the thing that you learn through all those years at all different stops is that toughness, again, including the mental toughness approach, is ultimately what allows you to be successful.
Okay, so you're out at USC. Give us a little scouting report. Caleb Williams, is he the real deal? Everybody's got him way up. You went against him. Yeah. Give us a quick scouting report.
No, I love it. What was it? Valentine's Day last week. I mean, I would have sent him a Valentine. No, I'm a big Caleb Williams guy. Do the Packers have? I think they have a good quarterback.
Packers are in good shape.
They're in good shape.
We don't know if we want the Bears to have him or not. We're debating.
Well, I'm not saying what organization should take him.
Sure.
Okay, and I don't know the draft order, other than who has the number 1 pick. But no, he's a guy. He's a dude, and I'll be excited to watch his career.
Awesome. Before I let you go, I know you've heard this a bunch with the last name Grinch around Christmas time. Yeah. Are you sick of it? Is that something that Grinchy, what's the nickname? Is there anything fun from does Christmas mean a little bit more? Are you a little bit more sour on it because of the name? Yeah. Give us a little
You said we got 30 more minutes?
No, we only got like a minute and a half.
No, I got it all. I got Grinch, I got Grinchy, all those things. My wife married into it.
Okay.
Okay, and so I'll stick my chest out, and so that's probably the biggest feather in the cap. If you can get someone to marry you and take your last name when your last name is Grinch, she's a real one. That's one, and then I mentioned mental toughness, and so that's where I think we develop ours as with that last name. You got to have a little toughness about you.
Well, we're excited that you're here. Any food things that I know you were out on the West Coast, and it was probably a little more health conscious. Have you had the cheese curds? Have you done anything Wisconsin-y since you've been here?
No, I need to, but I'll partake the first chance I get. But no, I'm excited to. I'm still not sure exactly what they are. I know it's cheese, and I'm a cheese guy, so I'll find a way to adapt.
Well, we're excited that you're here, and looking forward to big things from the defense, and you're going to be a big part of that. So, Coach Grinch, thanks for coming on.
I appreciate you.
You bet.